Welcome back to Explaining Everything, the channel where we dive into the stories and mysteries behind everyday things. Today's question comes from one of our curious viewers, the Wyatt Gamer. Thanks for the suggestion, Wyatt. You asked, why are textbooks so expensive? If you've ever walked into a campus bookstore and felt your soul leave your body after seeing the price of a single biology textbook, you're not alone. But what's really driving those sky-high prices? Today, we're flipping open the cover to uncover the story behind the cost of college textbooks. So, if you've ever wondered why you're paying more for a book than you did for your first car, or why your wallet cries every semester, stick around as we break it all down right here on Explaining Everything. Let's start with the cold, hard truth. Textbooks are stupidly expensive. The average college student in the US spends around $1,200 a year on textbooks. That's enough to fund your coffee addiction and buy a decent laptop. So why are these books so pricey? Are they printed in magical ink that unlocks the secrets of the universe? Nope, but publishers would love for you to believe that. One big reason is something called market capture. This is a fancy way of saying you have no choice but to buy the book your professor picks. If they say you need advanced quantum widgets, you're stuck. There's no competition, no shopping around, and definitely no buy one, get one free deals. It's like a monopoly, but instead of Boardwalk and Park Place, it's overpriced algebra books. You might think your professor is in on the scam, pocketing fat stacks every time you shell out for their textbook. But that's rarely the case. Most professors don't make much from textbooks unless they're selling their own. And even then, royalties are small, like treat yourself to a nice lunch small. The real winners here are the publishers. Companies like Pearson, McGraw-Hill, and Cengage dominate the market. They justify their prices by claiming that textbooks cost a fortune to produce. And while it's true that writing, editing, and illustrating textbooks isn't cheap, the markups are wild. Printing one book might cost $20, but you're paying $200 or more. It's like if Starbucks charged $50 for a latte because they spent years perfecting the foam art. Ever notice how there's a new edition of your textbook every year? Does math change that often? Are Shakespeare's plays suddenly being rewritten? No, but publishers want you to think they are. Here's the trick. They tweak a few sentences, shuffle the chapters, and maybe change the font. Boom! New edition. This ensures that used textbooks become obsolete faster than your iPhone charger. It's not about better content. It's about forcing students to buy new books instead of passing down old ones. And the worst part? Sometimes those new editions still have typos. Imagine paying $300 for a book that misspells photosynthesis. Another sneaky move is bundling textbooks with extras. You know, the online access codes, CDs. What year is this? Or companion workbooks. These bundles are non-optional, meaning you can't just buy the book secondhand. It's like ordering a sandwich and being told it comes with a side of gold-plated fries you never wanted but have to pay for. And those online access codes? They expire. So even if your friend took the same class last semester, their code is useless. This ensures you can't share, borrow, or even save your own materials for later. It's like academic DRM, but instead of protecting movies or music, it's gatekeeping knowledge. You'd think ebooks would be cheaper, right? After all, there's no printing, shipping, or oops, we misspelled the cover costs. But nope! Digital textbooks are often just as expensive, or more. Publishers claim you're paying for the value of the content, not the physical product. But let's be real. You're mostly paying for their yachts. Even worse, many digital textbooks are rented, not owned. So after 180 days, poof, your book is gone. You can't keep it, resell it, or even use it as a digital coaster. It's like paying $100 to borrow a movie you'll watch once, except the movie is 1,000 pages of differential equations. So, what can you do about it? Luckily, students are fighting back. Open Educational Resources, OER, are gaining traction. These are free or low-cost textbooks created by educators who want to make knowledge accessible to everyone. Think of them as the Robin Hoods of academia, stealing knowledge from the rich and giving it to the broke. Another option is renting textbooks. Companies like Chegg and Amazon offer rentals for a fraction of the cost. Just make sure you don't spill coffee on them, or you'll end up buying the book anyway. And don't forget the good old library. Many schools keep textbooks on reserve so you can borrow them for free. Sure, you'll have to fight 10 other students for the same book during finals week, but hey, knowledge is power, and sometimes it's worth the battle. The textbook industry is finally starting to feel the heat. With the rise of OERs, rentals, and even subscription services, publishers are being forced to rethink their business models. Some schools are also experimenting with inclusive access programs, where textbook costs are included in tuition. It's not a perfect solution, but at least it's a step toward transparency. Will textbooks ever be affordable? Who knows? But one thing's for sure. Students are tired of paying luxury prices for something they barely use. Maybe one day we'll look back on $300 textbooks the way we look at dial-up internet, as an outdated relic of a less civilized time. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, if you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for tuning in, and join us next time here in the channel that answers all the why, what, who, where, and how questions you've always wondered about. Here on Explaining Everything.